Jay-Z is the definition of F around and find out. And it's
Oh.
Josephine Hernandez, sweet on Amber Rose. And are
Ooh.
you ready to buy a house? And what got
Oh.
celebrities looking 20 years younger? All
Oh.
this and more on Another Mother episode 9. Sin.
Create dopamine.
Create sin.
Create dopamine.
Create sin.
Create dopamine.
Create
I said
sin.
create dopamine.
He another mother patio. Hey.
Another mother patio. Hey.
He another mother patio. Hey.
We another mother patio. Here
Here
we
we
go.
go.
Here we go.
Hey.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Get your coffee. Get your tea. Get your life. Welcome to a mother. Welcome to a mother. What? We ain't gonna edit it. Welcome to
Editing
another
nothing. Are
mother
you
party.
serious? What?
We keep it live, real.
This is
Welcome,
what's happening right now. What? That's it. We too far gone. We rolling, baby.
welcome to another mother patio 9. I am your host, Lisa Renee.
Ant Wild.
Weezy. That's my boy, Ed Wow. We go back 20 plus years. You don't
20
find friends like that. And
plus.
when you find them, hold on to them. How about
Hey
that?
man, listen, because it's getting thin around here. It's always been thin, but it's really thin. It's thin, you know. Hey, the real ones, hey, they always talk about the real ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
ain't that many.
I know my baby, he's going through the stage of losing friends. And I know when you guys are
Ah,
young, you really take it to heart. But I'm here to tell you, like I told my son, trust me, people will come and go. And you're just going to learn that as life flows. So, anyway, you guys, this is our inspirational quote for today. And dopamine, aka Ant Wow, is going to break it down. Do not let what you cannot do interfere what you can do. And that was by the good old coach John Wooden. Again, do not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Take it over, Aunt Wheezy.
There's so many layers to it. I'm gonna try and not be long-winded. First of all, I just gotta shout out John Wooden. Listen here.
Hey,
Listen, like you know, I just listen. There's been full of crap in every era. I'm not saying that. I'm not even trying to sound a certain way. But the reality of it is just fact. It just was a different world when we were able to have exposure to people like John Wooden. You know what I'm saying? Like
yes.
like in every way imaginable. Like that's who you want in charge. You know what I'm saying? You want to follow that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like and it's just hard. There's just people in the John Wooden phase of life that I wish I could follow more. There's just so many. Like John Wooden was like I have his book in the room right now. It's Everybody's a Mentor. I'm mispronouncing the title of it, but it's based on Everybody's a Mentor. He has chapters in it that just focus on how different people, everybody you can see, there's so many different ways for you to be a mentor. In any role that you occupy in someone's life. So it's just all that. So just had to give a shout out to John Wooden, one of the greatest
Yes.
coaches, teachers, basketball minds. I am the son of a coach. So I really revere coaches that are really good and have good relationships with their players and just good relationships with the world because I know what you're here to do and you're using this tool to do that. The vast majority of tools I've ever learned in life has been based around sports because that's exactly how my dad taught them. The other ones that I did not learn like that were through my mother. You know what I'm saying? But if it was some sort of character building that happened during playing sports, because you are tested at a level you just won't be tested most times in other periods of life. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but when you have to rely on your body and your mind as the capsule to fueling the body, to how your body responds to fatigue, and you still have to be strategic in this game, in this part. It's all about drilling you to basketball players that have had good basketball teachers usually turn out to be pretty good people.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Football players the same, baseball players the same. There's something about sport that does that, and John Wooden was the pinnacle of sport. Everyone involved. So I just had to give a shout out to John, man. We need more like you. I wish you were here to help be an influence on the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was raised by a version of John Wooden that just didn't become as successful as John Wooden, but he had every bit of impact, and it showed when he passed. There were so many people there; it was ridiculous, from all walks of life, just to say thank you for existing and thank you for being whatever you have been in my life. So I relate to people like that. John Wooden was one of them. I was lucky to be raised by one of them. So that's why I just had to do that one time. Then don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. I mean, in a lot of ways, I'm always having that conversation with myself most times. I'm always having that conversation. Like, don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Find ways to just get done what you cannot do, whatever you need to do. If you got to learn it real quick, learn it real quick. Learn it so you can master it, then assign it to someone else. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you need to do. I know, it's like, but I know I'm particular, so I'll get in my head and start thinking about things and, oh, I need to do this and, da, 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 and try and own everything. And it's like, nah, man. Uh, Delegate some of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, find out how to do it, find out what you need to know, but delegate some of that if that interferes with you in a certain way. Don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do, because what you can do you can do a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to Lisa Renee, obviously. I'm talking to everyone listening. You can do a lot. I know I can. So it just don't make no time or no sense for me focusing over hyperly focused. That's a word. Hyperly is a word right now. I just want to clarify. I'm saying hyperly. Don't even try and get the clown, and hyperly is a word right now. You can get the hyperly. You understand me? Huh? You can get to hyperly criticizing yourself, and then you're taking yourself away from the things you can do. Focus on what you can do. Recognize your areas of opportunities. Do what you can to fix them, even if it means getting help. That's why, like, mental health and like therapy and stuff like that, I'm glad I am one of the people who's able to graduate to this mind state. But the mind state is this: if I need to have some therapy, I just need to have some therapy. Ain't nothing to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't about to put no dang stigma on myself. You crazy? Yep, I am.
Yeah.
That's why I need some therapy. You know what I'm saying? So how about that? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you going crazy. You dang right. I need to talk to someone today. You
Right.
understand me? I ain't give a dang about. I had a situation go on years ago. We ain't gonna get into it. Lisa Renee knows the experience I had. And on some real, since then, now, it doesn't mean I'm perfect. It doesn't mean there's other things I haven't had to get over, especially as a black man, and all these words that get a label with us and all that stuff. The poison they put in our mind to tell us it's so bad to get therapy, yet everybody else goes and gets therapy. You don't see what I'm saying? Everyone gets therapy. Everyone who's successful that you can think of gets therapy. Black, white, Asian, Mexican, red, yellow, blue, green. Everyone who is successful gets therapy. Yet there's the stereotype that we shouldn't get it, or that we are less than if we get it when we need it the most. When I'll be in therapy talking about world situations, because that's how it's affecting me, because I need to do that.
Right.
So I look at it as it was a little dive down therapy, but it was making sense in the standpoint of that's one of the things that can get in our way. So that's one of the things that I look at therapy now. I look at it like, yeah, cleaning. Another thing, I know people have an attachment to cleaning. I can clean. Like last year, like one of my good friends was coming in, what I'm saying, for a big birthday celebration. And we was gonna be doing stuff here, and I cleaned, and I mean I scrub elbowed and cleaned. And you know what, after that, you know what I said? I said, yeah, I don't need to do this anymore. I can do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to do this anymore. Like, I don't need to sit here and focus and waste, what I'm saying, dedicate time. Like, I haven't really got there yet to where I can hire somebody consistently, but that's part of the plan. Like, take this off of my plate. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Let me focus on what I can do. Don't let me, what I cannot do or what's taking away from what I can do, interfere with what I can do. You always have to be in mind with what you can do. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, that there's a lot of layers to that. I can continue to go on, but there's a lot of layers to that. So, we need to detach ourselves from 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 a thought process or from a thought process that um doesn't make us see how valuable it is to focus your time elsewhere. If you're in a bad, that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's, I know we're all human. We all get titled with people and everything. I'm not trying to discredit that, but even like being in a certain relationship, I'm in a relationship I'm in right now because it completely enhances what I'm trying to do. If you ain't on this page, we can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I ain't got that time to be focusing on and then all my little shortcomings here when hey man, I'm doing the best I can. I truly am wherever I'm short X, Y, and Z. But I have to have the awareness and the fortitude to stay focused on this. That's a deep quote. There's a
Good.
lot of places in life that goes.
It does.
From most trivial to the most personal. So like I said,
Ex-
there's a lot of places to go in that.
And you know what? This is really old, guys, but I'm going to say it because the first time I heard the quote, I thought about the old saying, don't talk about it, be about it.
And stop.
Don't talk about it, be about it. Woo! So that's a good one, guys. And y'all go get John Wooden books. He has a lot of good books on leadership.
Yes,
There's
he
Coach
does.
Wooden's Pyramid of Success. I was trying to find the one. He has one that was authored, I think, The Seven Principles That Shaped His Life. Um, let me see. And
Yeah.
then A Lifetime of Observations. I've read this one, Coach Wooden's Leadership Game Plan for Success. I did read that one.
That's the
So
one I have.
yeah, that one's really good. I
That's
have
the one
that
I
one.
have.
And then Woodism, the wisdom and sayings of Coach Wooden. I've read that one too as well. That was by another author. And then there's the game plan, The Power of Mentoring. So yeah, those are some of the books that AntWild was talking about, you guys. So
Yes.
really go out. He had there's so I mean, like he said, we can talk about John Wooden all day. He definitely impacted me, which is why I've read some of his books and really helped me when I was in leadership to be the best that I can. So don't talk about it. You just you gotta be about it and just stay focused on what you can and avoid the cannot. So let's get into our health, guys. So let me give you a Noom update. You know, Anthony Antwile and I talked about Noom and so
You.
our little our little comedy. I'm a Noom. But
You
I lost 4 ounces this week. Woo!
lost four
Not much.
ounces?
Huh? Four
You
ounces.
lost 4 ounces?
Yeah,
Okay.
only 4 ounces. But I got hurt. My hip, I got hurt. So I didn't get a chance to work out as much as I wanted to. Matter of fact, I went to the doctor today and I got to go through some physical therapy and stuff like that too as
Mm.
well. But 4 ounces, a loss is a loss. And if you are doing Noom, drop in the comment. Let me know how you're doing actually on it. Another thing I wanted to talk about from a health standpoint is E27 SpoiledChild Collagen. This is it, and this is the shot glass that goes with it. You
Damn.
can take 1 or you can take 2 ounces in it. And this stuff, every celebrity is taking this stuff. It reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It improves skin texture. It increases skin hydration and it protects against environmental damage because a lot of things in the environment will definitely impact your skin. So when I tell you wash use a mask maybe every 2 weeks. Use a toner, definitely. After you wash your face, use a toner to get things out. And then it also boosts skin firmness. So I love it. It's like a mango flavor. That would be the best way. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pour a little bit.
How often are you supposed to take? Like, what is
Just,
the
can y'all see that?
like? How are? Is there a limit to how much you're supposed to do each day?
You can do 1 or 2 tablespoons. So this is like 1 tablespoon. And then if I wanted to, it has like, you can't probably see it, but it has a line. If you wanted to do 2 ounces or 1 ounce, it's really good. I put it in
Mm,
my club soda in the morning, to eat with my breakfast. But
mm,
you can drink it like a shot just like that. And I mean, guys, it's really good. And I mean, some of
mm.
the top celebrity, the only reason why I bought it, because some of the celebrities I saw normally don't do that stuff. So when I saw them actually doing it, I was like, wait. And the one thing I noticed too, I had used this new gel thing, and I'm allergic to gel. And so this guy told me there's a new product and it's better. It won't cause an allergic reaction. What did it do? It caused an allergic reaction.
Ah,
When I started taking the E27, I started to see the color come back in my nails a lot quicker and things like that too as well. I also see, I don't know if you guys can notice, I do see a little bit of glow in my skin too as well. I do have a light, obviously the ring light on, but if you look at let's just say if you go back and look at our video from next week, look at last week, my skin, and
mm,
compare it to this week, because
mm,
I definitely feel maybe more hydration I see that's actually in my skin.
mm,
But I'm gonna keep taking, it's really good. And like I said, the benefits, it reduces fine lines, skin texture, hydration, environmental damage. And especially as a flight attendant, anyone who's traveling a lot, the environment is so bad on our skin when we're in the plane. So I was
mm,
like, I have to actually get this thing. And so I've had nothing but a good experience in it. Like I said, it tastes really good. It
mm.
tastes really, 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 really. I wish AntWild and I was in the same place so I can taste it. But when I come down there to record, I'll bring some so that you can try it out too. But
Yeah, you know
it's
me.
really, really
I'm
good,
all for
guys.
that. Hey, anything that preserves the, keeps the glow going. You know what I'm saying? I'm into the glow. As you can see, I'm into the glow. I like the glow. So anything that preserves it and keeps it going, I'm with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Woo, guys. So let's get into the stuff. You came here. You want us to talk about the salacious stuff going on. We got it. We know. But let me talk about this, because the one thing that AntWow we love to do is give you guys resources to help you be successful. As people of color, we didn't always have the knowledge. We didn't know that there were opportunities out there. And so once you know, we got to share this knowledge with other like people, with middle class people that want opportunities like everybody else. So check this. If you are in the DMV area, which is DC, Maryland, and Virginia, we ain't talking about the DMV where you get your driver's license, DMV area, look up MMCT if you're trying to buy a house, which is majority minority census tract. Banks
Mm,
are incentivizing them to get home buyers into homes as soon as possible. MMCT program was developed in 1977, and feel at ease to know that this will be grant money, not loan money. So you know what that means? You ain't got to pay nothing back, and that's what we want.
granting it to you.
Exactly. Also, there'll be no PMI, and these programs are giving about 30K to 40K for you to put down on your home, free money. Now, the interest rate will be based on the market. So there's nothing we can do about that. But this also helps the middle class to get in a home, especially if you live in these areas or want to move in DC, Maryland, Virginia houses. Unfortunately, with a lot of the layoff, a lot of the real estate is becoming available in that area. So it probably will be a good time to buy. And if you are worried about your credit scores or debt to income ratio, don't be alarmed. There are banks that they will help you with that will help in your situation. So go to www.coalitionpg.com. Again, www coalitionpg.com and check that information out if you want to become a homeowner, or they also help if you just want to get into buying real estate. And I would tell anybody, if you want to make your money work for you, start investing. Investor Lift is another good application if you want to start getting into real estate, and let real estate be your credit. But that's a whole long story that I want to go, won't go into that. So again, www.coalitionpg.com. Go check out those brothers out there and get you some real estate as soon as you can.
Hey, anything real estate is exactly where we're talking with you. We're not talking at you. Like these are things that we are actively searching and looking for. So you got to get some hand, you got to get your hand on some plot, right? And if they can help you get your hand on some plot, you need to get out there and get your hand on some plot.
Absolutely. So let's go into some presidential news. AntWild, just stop me when you're ready. I'm just going to report on it. So Trump and Zelensky had a battle in the Oval Office. Things took a turn when Zelensky stated that the U.S. will feel the impact of things they are doing now. And President Trump was not having that statement. Also, during Trump addressing Congress, Representative Al Green began shouting something while Trump was speaking. Later, when asked why did he do what he do, why did he do what he did, he stated he became disruptive because of Trump potentially cutting Medicaid and Medicare. And he stated this impacts poor people, and he will take whatever punishment it is, but he rather stand up to him versus remain silent. And that's a
Yeah.
soldier for you there.
Yeah, that's to touch back real quick. Trump and Zelensky had a little battle in the Oval Office. Um yeah, I mean, I just don't want to become the guy that's repeating himself a lot. So, but what I will say is Zelensky later called the spat regrettable. And he's willing to work under Trump's strong leadership in the effort to gain peace. I'm assuming a good portion of this statement came from the fact that Trump stated that he would pause military aid to Ukraine,
He did
which
freeze it.
is yeah, which is the reason I'm sure that I mean, yeah, why Zelensky would make this treatment. I mean, make this statement, which is whatever. I get it. You feel a certain way. Zelensky made a statement, and now you say you're going to pause military aid because you didn't like how that interaction went. The issue is, or what doesn't seem to be looked at in certain ways, and I'm trying to just do this as a, I hope you guys know by now. I'm literally the feedback that I give regarding whatever situation, the thoughts I express, I try and give them from like we are just pure human perspective. I'm not focusing on party line. I'm not focusing on any of that. It's like the interaction that originally occurred could have been very well interpreted as poking the bear, if you will. Like it was a the the engagement originally, it seemed like it was like, oh, well, you're here, you need us, and all that kind of stuff, which that's your decision. That's your decision. But in any situation, if you start something and then somebody reacts and then you're like, well, I'm going to, I'm going to do this, then it seems like you already came in with that because you knew you had the upper hand. That's in any situation, right? If I know you need some money from me, and if I come in and I'm already like, yeah, you need some money, man. You out here needing some money. Look at you. You out here tripping. Now you need something from me. And then you defend yourself like, hey, man, I ain't got to take that from you, man. I just need some bread. But, whatever, whatever. And then I'm like, well, yeah, you can't get no money. And then I'm going to tell everybody else you can't get no money. You're like, I'm going to freeze your assets type stuff. Well, you came in with the thought of trying to do that unless the person just sat and said nothing. So, um, I just say that to say that was his decision in that he decided
There was something that they said today. Is Trump willing to block any Ukrainians that are here today for them continuing to citizenship? I can't remember exactly the words that was used at the briefing, but I did like the fact that Trump said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not trying to hurt everybody. Just what happened in the office is what happened, but I'm not trying to hurt, citizens that are already here. And I really appreciated that statement.
And he also said that he talked to Russia. So I guess after
Mhm.
Zelensky issued that statement, he said he talked to Russia, and it looks he stated it looks like Russia wants to go towards the route of peace. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, very good.
I'm glad he did say that. Um, I'm glad he did say that. That I'm not gonna be out here tripping on everybody. You know, because a lot of that, if that is not the aim, a lot of that gets misinterpreted. That's what I will say. If the aim isn't to be like that, it gets misinterpreted. So if you don't want the aim for it to look a certain way, then do less for it to get misinterpreted. Like I don't need I can be wrong in this. I don't need to be right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that doesn't even mean I'm fully against every, like, I was just having a conversation with my barber today, and there was like certain things I'm like, oh yeah, nah. Oh yeah, they got you. If you think like this, then they just think that you're aligned with Trump. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, I think like that. So if it's just it's a human thing. That's the basic thing. I'm not saying everything I'm gonna say is gonna be right. I'm not gonna say you're gonna agree with everything at all, because I'm very strong in my opinions. But it's a human. That's why I was saying I don't want to sound like I'm just like repeating myself. I just want to, like, I'm coming from a place of, like, if we're in a situation like where we work together type stuff, I don't look at just because you're this person or you're in this position, like, I look at it all the same. Just because you're a big record exec, I'm not going to walk in here and accept anything that I would off of somebody who's at 7-Eleven. You see what I'm saying? And so that's all I look at it from that standpoint of, when trying to approach and or deal with people in a certain way. If I'm in whatever position, whoever's in whatever position, as I'm not from the school where I just look at it like that. So all of my feedback is going to be based on that, pretty much hard. But let's
Absolutely.
move on.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Al Green, uh,
Yeah.
um, yeah, he said that, yeah, yeah. I mean, you said it. Yep. He doesn't like the idea of cutting Medicare, Medicaid, which
Yeah.
I don't know why. Again, to echo a sentiment that was stated in one of the last episodes, even if there are certain changes you want to make, I don't understand if we want to be great again or powerful again, or if we want to be in a position that the tide rises all boats, but you don't think this is the route, then you need to bring the people with you. It just seems like you're cutting the people off, if that makes sense.
It definitely
Like,
makes sense.
you know what I'm saying? Like, if you like, hey man, this Medicaid thing, there's actually a better system, but I understand that you're on this. We're gonna work on this, and then we'll progressively get. Now, if you don't follow these rules and do this, then kiss my ass. I understand that, but it's just like, kiss my ass, and we're gonna do this, and it just again, if I'm wrong, then it's not being presented very well, because it's like, well, what is the point of cutting? What, everybody's affected by that. That's not a color line. That's not a partisan line. That's a, you see what I'm saying? Like, people losing their jobs, like we talked about last week, just with they've worked here for like 30, 40 years, and they're just out of a job and know nothing, like, where this is supposed to be the safest job. It just, I don't know. I'm only talking about what's happening. You know what I'm saying? F my
Yeah.
feelings. I'm just talking about what's happening. You know what I
I
mean?
I would say that I do appreciate him standing up and speaking. However, I never think it's appropriate, and it happened to Biden. It also happened to Obama too as well. But we didn't kick those people out. But I'm going to say this again, maybe we should have. You understand? We
Great
can't
point.
get mad at the route that Trump is choosing to take.
Great
Maybe
point.
we should have, because it is disrespectful to interject while the president is speaking. You may not like what he's doing, you may disagree, but he does hold the highest office.
Point
And
taken.
especially for us Christians, because let me just go by the book, we're supposed to respect authority. And so, and again, like Aunt Wallace saying, we're coming from an unbiased standpoint. That is just speaking facts, that I wouldn't have used that form to interrupt him. However, I do also know that Representative Al Green is probably mad and things like that too, as well.
Yeah. Point
I do
taken.
I do also like that President Trump honored the little boy DJ Daniel. He always wanted to be a police officer, but DJ is struggling with cancer at this time. He was diagnosed in 2018 and he only was given 5 months to live. But this little sweetheart, he is still going strong for 6 years. His father held him up like the little Mufasa,
Like
like,
eight
here's my
times.
son.
Like 8 times.
I
That
know,
was
I
awesome. It was a
know.
really cool moment.
Yeah,
It was
he,
cool. It was
he
yeah, go
lifted
ahead.
him
I'm sorry.
up, and we don't know if DJ will ever see whatever age because of cancer. I don't know where it's at or whatever. But the fact that they made him an agent, it just, oh, my heart was just like, oh my God, oh my God. And then Trump, lastly, for presidential news, also discussed that taxes will be cut for our senior citizens. And I'm so happy to see that for the people who have worked the longest in this world, that they are going to have taxes cut for them. So,
Yeah, the DJ was dope. That was dope. I don't even know if I know that they were going to honor him. It didn't seem like that they were aware that he was going to make him an honorary Secret Service member. It seemed
right.
like that was a surprise if I interpreted that correctly, which
Me
makes it
too.
even cooler. So that was a dope moment.
I
That
think
was a
dad knew, but I don't think he knew because he was like, huh?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, yeah, maybe dad knew. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. But that was a dope moment. Good job. Good job. Good job on that one. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? See what I mean? Good job on that. You know what I mean? Keep it
Right.
up.
Right.
And keep that going. You know what I'm saying? Like, good job on that one. You feel me? And he also said something interesting. Since
Hmm.
1975, rates of child, because I guess DJ got it from being exposed to something. And he said since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased more than 40%. So, obviously, when it comes to certain things, we need to be doing better at it.
Right.
And
Right.
then he did say no taxes will be cut for senior citizens. There was also a couple other things: no tax on tips, tax on senior Social Security, um, and he said he was going to eliminate all tax breaks from billionaire sports team owners. We'll see. Um, we'll see about it all. I mean, but that's with anybody though. That's not just with him. That's with anybody. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
That's not a just, I'm with you if you like, well, that's on anybody for sure. It's we'll see this one too. It
Yeah.
sounds great, which
Right.
is why I'm saying it. Said he's gonna prioritize the middle class tax cuts. We'll see. You feel me? Like again, there's these things which sound great, but then you look at the things that are actually happening, and it's like it doesn't really. But this sounds wonderful. Again, that's why I'm saying it. Did I say? Oh, and tax cut on American-made products. So that would be cool too. Problem is we don't make anything, but still,
Right. I think that's going to change, though. I definitely think
you
that's
know
going
what
to
I'm
change.
saying? We
Yeah.
don't make nothing, but so that would be cool. So again, there it is.
All right, guys. In aviation news, unfortunately, 5 passengers were hospitalized after a United Express flight hit turbulence. And a Delta flight had to return to Boston due to smoky odor in the cabin. The one thing I want to say as a flight attendant, I cannot stress this enough. Please buckle your seatbelts and make sure that they are secure around your waist. Make sure you can put like 2 fingers in and that's it. Sometimes you guys buckle your seatbelts. It's so loose. And if you have turbulence, you're going to go up. You're going to get injured. So I encourage people, please, please, please buckle your seatbelts. Because turbulence is happening a lot right now with the storms going on. There is a lot of wind. Kudos out to my colleagues that had to return from MSP, the plane that left in Boston with the smoky odor. They were able to get people out of the cabin very, very quickly. So just still a lot going on in aviation right now. But still, statistics show it's still safer to fly than it is to drive.
There's a lot going on in aviation right now. Um, there's a lot going on here. Yeah, you touched on all of it, and there was a couple other things too. It's like there was, it's a lot going on in aviation right now, and it's just like, it's what is causing all these things. Is it all the cuts, and there's not enough personnel to ensure the safety like it once was. It's but there's a lot happening in aviation right now, and I don't like it because I'm a person who likes to get on that bird. I just got off the bird. You know what I'm saying? Pause. I don't. Hey, I rely on it. So
You and so
I
many.
don't like all these aviation problems. I want to be able to get in. I mean, a little turbulence here and there, but we had turbulence on the way back, and I got nervy.
Yeah,
I got nervy. Now I'm looking at it totally different now because when you get there, when you up, man, you up. You 25, 30,000, man. What you gonna do, son? So yeah, I rely on y'all aviators, flight attendants. I rely on y'all. So whatever needs to happen, I'm putting all the good juju I can out there so that this can get corrected because that's the only thing I can think of unless there's a huge conspiracy going on, which, I just maybe then because it's things have happened, but not like this, y'all. Come on.
it's been a lot.
So I think, the people that are responsible for our travels in every sector are, I think they're pretty good at what they're doing. Like, I think they're really good because most of the times you fly, it's a very smooth experience. So it just tells me then we just need more personnel out there to ensure it because when there was the personnel out there, we was traveling safe and sound. So those people are very good. Everyone, flight attendants, pilots, the people that are waving the planes, the baggage people, all you gotta be, like you gotta,
But
you're responsible for travel. So we come on, I'm with you guys, because I don't like this. I
thank
rely
you.
on y'all.
All
Hard.
right. So, guys, as I talked about, Jay-Z is the definition of F around and find out. He is suing the accuser, as well as the attorney who brought this a case against him. As you know, the accuser's story was not adding up. Her father didn't even remember a part of her story. Another band was like, nah, she didn't talk to us. And Jay-Z, I believe, was in a club in a whole different state at that time. So, long story short, she ended up dropping the charges, but her attorney stands 10 toes down saying, hey, it really happened. However, Jay-Z is sending people to find and dig information about me and making this girl feel really, really scared. So that's why she dropped it. But I do applaud Jay-Z for saying, you're not going to do this to me, and I am going to fight. Now, Tony Busby does say he have receipts. I would say if you have receipts, buddy, you got to drop them because right now, after that girl did that interview, her credibility was just gone. Her credibility was just gone. So if it was truthful, which I don't know if it is or not, the way her story was presented, it did not seem to be truthful. So if there is receipts, I would say, Tony, all you have right now is those receipts to be able to, drop that. But I do understand how Jay-Z feels when someone has absolutely tainted your name and you got to fight for your name because that's all you have. That's all you have. So I get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, if you standing on it, stand on it. You
Yeah.
know, um, if it did happen, unfortunately, then I send blessings out. All we as the public have is to judge on what's presented. It just there's holes. So uh,
Yeah.
God bless you.
And this
God
that
bless you.
story Yeah, this next story is whole too, so holds too. So Drake settles legal dispute with iHeartMedia over Kendrick Lamar diss track, Not Like Us. And iHeart responds and he says, this back and forth is silly. Drake dropped the petition. We did nothing wrong. End of story. Boom. Boom. We didn't do nothing wrong. It's over. He dropped it. Let it go at this point. And so I'm happy for Kendrick. Not Like Us was an amazing song. And that it just it game was over when that song was dropped. I still like Drake, doesn't change anything, but that battle, yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, I guess that was the play he felt he had to make. I personally don't know if that was the right play, but um, you know, yeah. I mean, yeah. We'll leave it at that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
So Carl Dean, unfortunately, Dolly Parton's husband died. He was 82 years old, and they were married for 60 years. We do not see that in this time and day. So they were beautiful. And I just wanted to share the story that Dolly told. Maybe it can help you in your relationship or people wanting to be in a relationship. So long story short, Dolly, when she was very early in her marriage, she took her husband to attend an award show. And I don't know if AntWild you saw this video, but she said when they got home, her husband said, I'm never ever going to one of those shows again. I absolutely support you. I want to see you win, and I'm paraphrasing, and I love you, but I just can't do this. And she had accepted that that's what it is. And over the years, because people never saw him, people thought that she was making up this story of having a husband. People would accuse her of messing with her best friend. And her best friend was just a friend that she had known for many years, and she hired her just like kind of like Oprah and Gail's story. They were friends. Oprah hired her and, gave her some
Hmm.
connection and things like that. But it taught me that I can't even imagine if Julian didn't go to my award shows. I feel like I would be ready to deal break. But by Dolly sharing that story, she really reminded me as a woman that when you love a person, you have to love a person for who they are and not for you who you want them to be, because he wasn't saying he didn't support her. He was just saying that, babe, I don't want to be around that. And I would rather not attend these type of events. And I thought for her to have to go, and I mean, Dolly has won some awards, right? For her to have to go to a award show and never have the person she loved the most in an audience told me about her strength. And maybe that's why they survived 60 years, because their life has been out of the public. So, Dolly Parton, we love you. We've loved you for over the years, and our heart goes out to you and your family during this time right now of losing your husband. That, I mean, you guys were married for 60 years. That's married. Who knows how long they were together?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, being with somebody that it's funny you said that. I didn't know that. I knew all these years that Dolly would always not be with, that significant other. I didn't know he went to an award show and said, I'm never going again. And then they continued throughout her magnificent journey that way. That's very, very interesting.
That's why I wanted to share, because I knew a lot of people didn't know that.
That's very interesting. I don't, dang, how would that be? Like if I
Mhm.
am going to these awards and you don't want to go.
We'd be like, it's all right.
But the cold part about it is yeah, I mean, I don't know if that would work. I'm not going to even front and say I don't know
Right.
how that would work, but I do understand why he felt that way though. I
Mm-hmm.
I do. I do. I would be lying to say that I didn't empathize with why he felt that way. Me and you are should have been in that realm, right? We should have been had creative royalty and things of that nature, right? We should have been there. Um and we could have been there a lot sooner. a lot of it's on us. Just then you make decisions. We didn't do anything wrong. You just make decisions. You don't realize how much you need to prioritize this, right? So you work the 9 to 5 and do the corporate thing, and then you get to this when you get to it, and then you realize there's a different prioritization. And then with that said, so that's where we own it. But it doesn't mean that we were BSing or that we were lazy. We were extremely doing our thing, right? We each could have been there a lot quicker, but there is a certain level of sacrifice that we would have that we could have taken in order to be there quicker. You know what I'm saying? Lisa could have not been as queenly and as valued and prideful in her body and things of that nature. And if she was more willing, she could have. If
What are
I
you
were
talking
more,
about?
huh?
What are you talking about?
I'm saying with that world
Hmm.
comes favors that people want to get done in order for you to be successful.
Oh
That's what I'm talking
yeah.
about.
Oh yeah.
What you mean? That's what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
I got
So
you.
that element, I bring that element up to say, like, if we didn't have our values, that element, if I were more willing to just sign any contract, all that kind of stuff, like it was, yeah, we could have easily, if I was willing to dumb down my music and just be about this and sell out, yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
that particular, and those people are heavily in that world. So when you are exposed to that for him, for Carl Dean might have been like, man, I'm solid on all that. That is a bunch of crap. And I can empathize with that. As much as we will be a part of that world, as much as we will all the things, because see, me and you can show up and show out and still do our thing. Once you let us in, once we get in, we in. So we gonna be, But I can understand. I can also see why he was like, yeah, I'm solid. So that's I don't know how that would work for me because if I'm in here and man, I'm gonna need you, you know what I mean? All the stuff.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting that it's very interesting that he made that decision. He was firm on it and she was okay with it. That's the interesting part.
Yeah, I would say as a woman, she's definitely strong. But I would challenge you. I feel like I'm already in it. I would say we are in it. We're doing entertainment right
Oh
now.
yeah, yeah, for
But we're
sure, for
already
sure.
in it. So I would speak of, I remember one thing my mother always said, speak of who you are, where you want to go.
Yeah,
Right.
for
And
sure.
so I'm already in it. I've had too many accolades to name. And I feel like you're already in it too. You just gotta embrace that. But you are a dope, you've been signed. I mean, your accolades go well. And one day we're gonna just have to do a show on that because I don't think people know all of that. But I just wanted to correct that because I want people to know who we really are, not what we're striving to be, but who we absolutely are.
For sure. I agree with that. Thank you, and I agree. I was just talking about there's certain doors that you go through as you climb through the journey, and I'm saying um at Dolly Parton's success when he was with her, there's just different door swings, especially at that time that he was probably a part of, that he was like, yeah, I don't want to be any part of this. So
And we
that, yeah, but
understand.
I agree with you. But that's, I was just saying it from that standpoint when I'm saying when we get there, like, because they're going to be, we are there, but those, you know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna come knocking talking about y'all is dope, and then you're gonna have to see what that means when they want to come in and be a part of. You see what I'm saying? And that particular part,
Yeah.
depending on who came through the door, Carl might have been like, "Man, there's too many of them and not enough of the cool people. Y'all got it." You know what I'm saying? And she was okay with that. So yes, but I agree with you 1,000%. 1,000.
Yeah, we weren't willing to sell our soul. And I mean, just to break it down really simple, I was definitely petitioned. I'll be very honest with you, the couch, the opportunities, and I just wasn't willing to sell my soul. And so that's what Aunt Wow is saying to in a nutshell with that. But Dolly Parton, you have to be a strong woman because I kind of like Aunt Wow. I don't know if I can do that. Guys, we touched a little bit on Angie Stone last post, but people are still talking about her last video. And Aunt Wow, I don't know if you saw it, but she talked a lot about the industry. And I just wanted to remind people what Angie said, Michael Jackson said.
Damn.
Prince said, and when Prince tried to say it, some of y'all was in the audience making faces like he was crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Even I think it was Bob, is it Bob Bradley, one of those musicians, he said it. So Angie, if you really paid attention, people have been saying it. Not only just people, some of the biggest stars in the world, Michael Jackson, as well as Prince. They have been saying this for the longest time. I remember Prince being on that stage talking about how the system is not designed for us as people of color to make this type of money. I remember Prince wearing on the side of his face slave. I remember
I
Prince
remember that.
going without a name and started working with other artists without any contracts because he was like, man, I trust you, you trust me. Let's just do business and make money and make music and divide it. That's what it should really be about. Even Taylor Swift. Guys, Taylor had to re-record her entire album.
That's that you know, Taylor Swift is as big as you get in the history of music, and she, as much money as she has made, re-recorded her entire album.
Exactly, guys. And so it
And
happened.
Kendrick redid his verse also.
Absolutely. So what Angie was talking about is not something that's new. And I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories around how they pass and things like that, but Taylor is still here. Kendrick is still here. I can't say that that accident was by design based on the things that I read. If you guys want to read into that, you have all your right to be able to read into that. And so let me talk about my story, guys. On my Angie Stone video, thank you guys for actually watching that video. I talked to you guys a little bit about my story, which was very similar. AntWild knows this too as well. But I have some good news, guys. I heard from the label. I heard from the label on yesterday, and we have been in conversations up until about an hour ago. An hour ago. Um, I can't tell you everything is perfect because we all had choice words.
Oh, there was definitely words that were said, I'm
My
sure.
manager had choice words. I had choice words, and not cussing or anything like that, but just speaking from my perspective, him speaking from his perspective, and how do we find um a common ground to go forward. And I basically said, I really can't go forward until you take these copyrights off so my dag on YouTube can get monetized. How about that?
Facts. Facts.
How about that? That's what I need you to
Facts.
work on. But the beautiful thing that I will tell you guys out of it in any situation, as long as you're willing to work on it and the other person is willing to work on it, it can be worked out. To by
Yeah.
the end, and the conversation is still going back and forth, but I've always been a person that if someone gives me an olive branch, I'm going to definitely reach back out. How dare me to say someone's trying to say, hey, let me shake your hand. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to shake your hand because I'm walking in bitterness. I forgive them. Let's just clear this off so I can move forward. But I'll have to tell you, when someone signs you and someone becomes your manager, there is a level of love there because this was a person over 20, almost 30 years ago that believed in me. And I get emotional talking about this. And to this day, despite what has happened, he still believes in me. And he said something in the email. I am willing to do A, B, and C if you're willing to do A, B, and C. Because you still, by far, to me, are one of the most talented women, he said, in the world. And he said it's a shame that pretty much what Aunt Well was trying to say, that people don't get that or did not get that or certain things block that in order for the world to see that. But the beautiful thing about social media, we got it in the palm of our hands. And I have no regrets of the journey that God has put me on. Every beautiful thing that's happened to me, every bad thing that's happened to me, that was a part of my journey. But as long as I have breath in my life, there are still more opportunities that I can create, and there are more opportunities that I can get. Just this week, guys, I got two opportunities, and I don't want to talk about them just yet. But one of them came from my YouTube. It came from my YouTube. So when you put in the work and people see you putting in the work, they want to partner with you and work with you. But I'm here to say that all labels, all managers are not bad. It's just sometimes business don't always go the way that we want to go. But if someone is trying to work something out with you, I would say go work it out. Go work it out, right? Because at some point in time, there was a common goal, but something went wrong. And I'm so happy that me and my ex-manager was able to hash some of those things out. Sometimes you got to punch people up. That's just a part of it. But we're able to get past that and move forward. So for a couple of opportunities he's talked to me about, I said, send him over to me. Let me look at him. But we got to do A before I'm gonna do B. Because what I'm not
And
gonna do is put
yeah,
myself in a situation that I'm clearly aware of now. So I just wanted to give you guys an update for the ones who heard me talking about that on the Angie Stone video. Also, the ones that heard me talking about the royalties and how the videos got put down. I wanted to let you know where I'm at right now, and my heart is so full because he's trying to do whatever he can to make sure that I become monetized on YouTube and I can make money. So that is, I would say that's a win, right? Definitely.
huge,
Definitely.
huge,
And you know more than anybody how this
man,
has affected me, AntWild.
man.
You know.
A lot of ways, a lot of ways, a lot. Um, I need to know. Yeah, a lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot of ways.
And
So,
he's and can I say why he's saying a lot of ways? Let me tell
yeah,
y'all why he's saying a lot of ways. The one thing that I will always have with one of my best friends in the world is loyalty. So when he's saying a lot of ways, he's like, I'm not gonna tell y'all everything.
no, no,
I'm just gonna
no,
keep it high level
yeah,
because
no.
the one thing
Mm-mm.
we all know, and Aunt Wow has a lot of friends, a lot of following, a big following. He's loyal. He's
Mm.
loyal. He's loyal. I can tell him anything and I know it won't go. Now, he might tell his girlfriend, and rightfully so, because I trust her too as well. But I mean, but that take years. He's
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah,
tight-lipped with
yeah,
stuff for
no,
years
yeah,
before he will
yeah.
give out information on
You don't get
people.
here easy, not at
Very
all.
loyal. Very, 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 very
Yeah,
loyal.
no, no. It's a tight.
Yeah.
We run a tight ship over here. Pause.
Absolutely. You don't find
Yeah,
friends like that. So if you have
we
one,
run
hang
a.
on to them. So you guys, this
Mhm.
is wonderful news. The talented, beautiful mother actress Ashanti has a new movie coming out titled No Address. The movie is an exploration of homelessness, humanity, and resilience. The film stars obviously Ashanti and actor Billy Baldwin. Guy, we gotta go see that.
Really?
Homeless. Can you believe her playing
Her,
homeless?
and Billy Baldwin?
Yes,
Really? Billy
yes,
Baldwin jumped in on that? Okay, okay, okay.
yes.
Yeah, Ashanti, yeah, Ashanti's always been one of them, little cute ones, She's always had
Pretty.
a little cute thing cracking, So, and she's carried it on throughout the years. So, obviously, Nelly felt the same way. They reunited and reconnected, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just wanted to say that about
Yeah.
Ashanti. But
Let's
good job on
support
the new
her.
movie, all that. That'll be interesting. Billy Baldwin's in it. That'll be interesting.
Absolutely. The beautiful Portia Stewart let her feelings be known on her divorce. She basically said her ex Simon Gubadia brought this situation on herself, but she was on the Breakfast Club this morning. If anybody actually took a listen to it, and really, it's very tough for her right now because you can see if you watch that interview with the Breakfast Club that she still has a lot of love for her husband. And I can tell you, that's not fake with Portia. For a true Real Housewife of Atlanta fan, Portia has always been loyal to her relationships. I remember when she was Cordell, she was like the perfect wife and whatever you want, honey. And I'm so loyal. So she's just one of those women. If her husband tells her something, she will believe them unless they give a lot of reasons that they're not being honest. So I want you guys to know that that ain't fake. That ain't for the storyline. She has always been that Portia at her heart. And you can see that she's still really hurting because now she has to relive some of those moments now that the Housewives is actually showing. And I, as a flight attendant, guys, I met Portia on one of my flights, just as sweet, just as beautiful and funny as you see her on TV. So it was really good being taking care of her in first class and getting her whatever she needs. She's just such a beautiful spirit to me.
She's definitely beautiful looking. Hot.
And Cynthia Bailey's guy's new man has finally been revealed. He is younger. He's a musician. He's French, but he lives in Amsterdam. And I believe his family is very well off. And they have a big winery in France. Did you see that?
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I did.
Oh my, y'all, did y'all
Yeah, I
see that?
did.
Oh my
Yeah, I seen that one.
guys.
I
We've
seen
been
that
trying to
one.
tell y'all we haven't had anybody talk to us yet, but we've been
I
having
seen
these
that.
orbs and these lights
Man.
that comes in. And so they didn't visit us for about 2 weeks and
Yeah,
they're letting us know they're
hey,
here.
you know it's so funny because I literally thought about them today. Like I literally thought that just
Oh,
subconsciously. I didn't spend no time on it. It was literally just because I don't even with that one. It's I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna pray on it. I'm gonna give it its blessing. I'm gonna let it go on and continue to let it do its thing. I don't even quite do continue. Whatever you're doing, I'm just gonna do my best to follow in it. I'm gonna do my best to not let what I cannot do interfere with what I can do.
oh, is
You
that the
feel me?
message he's giving you? Look at
So
that.
listen. So I'm gonna do my best, loud and clear. Took a little leap today myself. Like, okay, let's go. Right. So
Wow.
yes, here, so I'm here for it. A good, yeah, yeah. I saw it.
You
Needless to say,
did see it, guys. So I don't know if y'all saw it.
I
Play it
saw it.
back. This has been happening to us since we started Another Mother.
I saw
And
it.
if you guys don't know, he's talked about it briefly. AntWild has parents have transitioned. And spiritually, I feel like they really are there's something about this show that makes their spirit tend to come. And so it just lets
Good way
us
to put that.
know that this is something that they support us on and
Right.
they're happy and they're cheering us on from the other side because they missed a couple of weeks, but they said we have the
Yeah.
show this week.
No,
We
I'm telling you,
watching
they
for the
literally
other
crossed.
side.
They came. It crossed. It came, and I didn't even like I said. I didn't like it now. Even
I
with this
caught it.
one,
I was talking and you was like, "What?" I saw your face. I was like, "Did you see
yeah,
it?" Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
I
So
saw it.
again, if there's a specialist that's into
Yeah,
orbs
I
and
saw
those
it.
type of things, come and talk to us. I know it would give my brother from another mother a lot of peace. So Octomom,
Come
guys,
and talk to me. Okay, go ahead.
I really wanna
When I talk to you,
So Octomom, I don't got know if you guys know Octomom, but Octomom was a mom that she was injected and ended up having 8 babies. And I think there's
hey,
something legal going on with that because people were very angry at her or at her doctor for giving a woman that many children and she's not being able to take care of them. But anyway, there's a documentary coming out. Of where her kids are now. And I saw a picture of them. They look beautiful in that picture. So I am so going to watch the show because I remember Octomom. It would be nice to kind of see how she ended up and how the kids are doing after all this time. Do you remember her?
I remember her. I remember
Yeah.
Octomom. I remember she had the 8 kids. I remember it was a big uproar. Um, yeah, her kids should be about grown up now. When was
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I don't remember when it was, but
And
yeah,
all eight of them are healthy.
yeah, they're all healthy. Yeah, that I know of. I want to watch the documentary so we can actually see it. So, yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure,
Hmm.
guys.
Hmm.
So anyway, before we discuss this next topic, I don't know if you know the dance. All I'm gonna say is Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Y'all, the word on the street is Tiana. Bad dancer, singer, got the best body in the world. Tiana Taylor
Man,
and Aaron Pierre are an item. They showed up, took pictures like they were. We don't know if it's a publicity stunt because people say he only date white women, and his publicist said, "No, sir, you about to go out with one of the baddest. We about to change that
mm,
image all around." No, I'm just
man,
joking,
yeah,
guys.
you
But
went. He went to the Nubia. He didn't go
okay,
get no.
Nubian
Like
queen.
he went
Okay,
to the Nubia. Like he went to the publicity. If it is a publicity stunt, the publicist picked correct for shedding that he only if he only dates
yeah,
my Caucasian beauties, if he
yeah,
only dates them, he did pretty good because if he would have went and got a little, just he could have went and got a different version, right? You know me, I
right.
love all versions, but he could have went and got like a little biracial one,
Mhm.
X, Y, and Z. Okay, nah, he went to the nebula, he went to the teeth. When you go get Tiana, you going to get you a black chick. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? A
right.
Nubian goddess. You're going to get like, hey man, listen here. Here's what I will say.
Yes.
That dang fade video. Is that the video she danced with the
And the one
Kanye
with
video?
Kanye?
Oh
Yeah,
man, stop the
yeah,
presses,
yeah,
dog. Listen here.
yeah,
Hey, and listen, and I don't know what happened. I never had the chance or pleasure of meeting Iman Shumpert. Seems like a cat that I grew up with, like, just cool cat, ain't no
yeah,
punk, but just a pretty straightforward cat. Like that's
yeah.
perfect. See, I could see I grew up around people like Iman Shumpert, right? So I say
Right.
that in a complimentary way, right? So when they
Yeah.
were together, I
Oh,
actually got it, right? Because a lot of people were like, well, Tiana Taylor, Iman Shumpert was a good hoop player. He was a really good hoop player, but,
yeah,
wasn't a superstar named hoop player. So a
yeah.
lot of people were like, ooh, Tiana Taylor, she's with him. I wonder why. And I was like, nah, I get it. Like,
I got it.
from the standpoint of what I said, like
Yeah.
Iman comes off like he's a straightforward cat. You know what I'm saying? Woo,
Hmm.
woo. I can
Hmm.
see Tiana liking that, right? Like I got it, right? I
Right.
rooted for it. I was like, yeah, I see, because I could definitely see why Iman Shumpert was with her. Let's start here.
I love that.
I mean, like I said, after that fade video, listen, bro, stop hey, man, hey, yo. So I'm saying that to say, if it is a publicity stunt, they went right. They went to Wakanda. They went right. They didn't go to, you know what I mean? They went to Wakanda. They did. They went to the deep, to the depth, to the, we gonna go get you one of these, God's gifts. Like we gonna go get you one. And yeah, because Tiana is that's a you like the sisters if you with Tiana. You like
Yeah.
the sister. You
Right,
like
but they haven't
sister.
said anything, but that's the way it's looking, and we'll see what happens. But I am so sad about this next story. The talented and beautiful Journey Smollett ex-husband Josiah Bell is demanding more money after getting spousal and child support. He's already collecting 7K for child support and alimony, and he has thus far nearly 1 million he's received from her since their divorce. He wants half of her 401k and SAG pension from 2010 through 2019. And the court is telling her to hand it over because it was in the original paperwork.
Hmm. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
What I mean, yeah, I don't know. I can say things for both sides. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened behind closed doors. One thing could be he could be like, you know, um, I was really holding it down, and now that we're going our separate ways, I sacrificed a lot, and in order for me to be able to go my separate way, in a way that matches the sacrifices I've made, this is what I need to have happen. That's one thought. Or he was always, this was always part of the play. Not saying that you
Yeah.
manipulated this situation,
Yeah.
but that you knew. There's certain people, if you go be with somebody, you already know how you would do if it went the worst,
Mm-hmm.
right? You already know how you would do if it went the worst, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know that. So uh, it's either you're like, hey man, I know it seems like I'm trying to get her money, but yo, I gave up a lot and I held it down in this marriage, and now I'm gonna walk away with nothing. I need something because I gave up a
Right.
lot. I could have been doing X, Y, Z. I get that, but then there's also how it could look, which is
Right.
now you're really just trying to get after her. You're trying to get her pension. You're trying to get, you know, if that was not the case, you're trying to get a lot of stuff you did not earn that she
Right.
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know, you know, I'm really more of the mind state. Like I would, um, if I were to be in a situation, this is just me. I know I'm an anomaly when it comes to this. Well, not maybe an anomaly, but I don't know. Maybe this thought process I feel should be explained more or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not gonna get with personally, and that's the only thing I can say about it. I'm not gonna get with somebody with the intent. If I were with Jersey Smollett, it's because that's who I want to be with, right? Like I'm not really with you to get anything out of you. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I'm not really,
Right.
you know, I'm coming in, I'm coming in myself, right?
Yeah.
Now, if as a result of me being with you, there are opportunities that open for me, yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, like I'm with you. Hey, listen, like I say, Lisa's a phenomenal actress, writer, singer, songwriter, dancer, rapper, whatever you want to say. And Wild is this awesome songwriter, rapper, composer, producer, all these kinds of things.
Actor. Yeah.
If you being who you are gets me in more doors to kind of make things happen, yeah. You know what I'm saying? What am I saying? No, babe, I don't want to. Hey, man, Swiss Beats wants to hear your stuff. When? Tomorrow. He can hear it, right? It ain't gonna hurt. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't know what's gonna come of it, but like you see what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
but but that's just me. I'm coming in on that. I'm not really coming in. I'm not coming in to I'm not with it. If I'm not into you that way, I'm not gonna be with you that way. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So when I look at things like this, I always try and be empathetic because me being an artist, I'm naturally like I said, hey, she worked for these SAC pensions that
Yeah.
she earned and her
Yeah.
401k and all that. She did earn that,
So
right?
retirement. Yeah.
So me being an artist, I'm always going to be empathetic to that, right?
Right.
But then there is the other side. Who knows? Maybe he was been holding it down. There's maybe again we're not there. Maybe he's been holding it down. Maybe there's stuff been going on. He's been holding it down, and now we're going our separate ways. Nah, I need to be able to go my separate way in a way that helps me, move on to the next phase of life. I don't know, but I do know, um, I would hope for the sake of just us, me trying to see the righteousness in us being humans, I would
Right.
hope it's that situation other than, now that you're separating, you're just trying to take her bag that she earned.
Yeah, and it looks, I don't know if people know too, he is a musician. He's known for Swagger, Underground, and Jadine, and I'm Ready. He's also a record producer too, as well for people who don't know. So I don't know if it was the original agreement, and if it was the original agreement, why are we coming after her now? I do think that the courts really need to look at that. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Trump is looking into that because right now, and if you are married to people for a certain period of time, I do believe that you get 50% of everything that they accumulated. And a person's retirement, they have to live off of that. And I don't know if that's something that should happen because your retirement is your retirement, my retirement is my retirement. But I who knows? Who knows what the situation is? I didn't pull up the court documents and and things like that. So I just wish them the best. But
Yeah.
anyway, guys. Oh, go ahead.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, yeah, I'm not, I just, wish y'all the best. I don't have a dog in the fight. Like I said, I'm just, hey, there's this side and there's that side, you know.
I will
I
say
just
though that I'm glad you said what you said. When Julie and I met, he did ask me straight out, "Are you willing to do a prenup?" I was like, "Yeah,
what you mean?
yeah, no
What
problem.
what?
Are you willing to do a prenup?"
Yeah,
No,
what you
that's the
talking
question
about?
I asked him. Like, are you willing?
Yeah, because
Let's check. I
don't
don't
just
see no three books behind
listen.
you and
Don't
no and no
don't
two
yeah.
albums.
Don't let the
Those two
current
albums
fool.
look like
Don't yeah. Don't let the current fool you. You're gonna be
you.
wanting some of my cheddar here in a minute. There's gonna be a lot of cheddar for you to be trying to put your hands in. So
He come to
yeah,
me. I'm a
do you
sugar,
want to do a prenup?
right?
Because listen here, this is gonna favor me.
Exactly. But I was open to it because similar to my brother from another mother, I am not dating a person based on what they can give me. I date people based on the character that they present. And their character that they present is what I have always looked for. And whatever we accumulate as we grow, we accumulate as we grow and we go from there. So I had no problem with that. But you guys, we got some breaking news before we end with sports. Candy Beerus and Todd Tucker are sued for back rent. I don't have a lot of information on that just yet, but I know that that is breaking news. Also, legendary jazz musician Roy Ayers passes away at 84 years old. Rest in peace, guys. Um, and it looks like, what is that? Is it Caleb Wilson? The young boy, death is linked to Omega Sci-Fi member. I can't remember that story of that young,
I didn't
it's
see
like
that
a
one.
young guy. It was a hazing type of act that took place with Caleb, and they're saying
Mm.
that it was one of the people in the sorority that actually did it. And that's just unfortunate because I don't know if it's the hazing thing that went wrong. I don't really know. But that is the breaking news. He was a student at a university. I think it was Louisiana College. Yeah, he was
Mm.
investigated as a possible hazing incident, is what they're actually saying. So it looks like this might have happened by, one of his sci. Am I saying that right?
Mm.
Because I don't want these them to mess up
No,
sci-fi,
well, if
omega
it's a
sci.
him, it's the
For
fraternity. It's yeah. If
but they're
it's a
saying
him, if you're saying if
sci-fi.
it,
There's
yeah, well,
like
yeah, but
PSIPHI.
oh, is it Omega Sci-Fi or is
That's
it
it, Omega Sci-Fi. That's how you
yeah,
pronounce
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That would be very, very disheartening because I know that that's not something that organization stand for. So this is just breaking news. We don't have a lot of information, but we look forward to learn more. But we need to stop hurting each other. I will say that. But anyway, let me go ahead and pass the sports to Aunt Wee. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So first of all, again, I am Sacramento representing West Philadelphia. I'm all that, but everyone you should know by now, and all the people that know me have known me for years know I am a Skins fan. I'll let you guys call them the Commanders. It's my favorite team in the league, and it's the worst name in the league. So the Skins, because that's what they should have changed the name to. Debo Samuel, you understand, is separated. And it's funny when he was separating, I was like, he would probably fit in well in DC. And lo and behold, here he comes. So that is phenomenal news. DMV stand all the way up, all the way up. So yes, very, very happy about that.
Yes.
I know he wanted to leave, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago in the sports segment where he felt like he was being overused in Kyle Shanahan's system. So yes, I would love for him to come get used that way with us, but I know he's not going to. So he's probably going to play more receiver. He might flirt with the running back a little bit, but I know he's just not going to have the workload. But in any case, with the weapons that we have, and given Jaden Daniels yet another all pro weapon. You realize we were only a couple plays away this year from being in the bowl.
Yes.
I know the game
Baby.
turned out lopsided, but there was a period of time in there, the third quarter, where we stopped them. We had the ball. It was 24-13, and we're driving, we're rolling, and we're rolling. And if we score then, in any way, either a 3 or a 7, the whole game is flipped now. right? Then we have to go a whole nother game. We got to turn over. They scored. It got a little out of hand,
Right.
but it was nip and tuck there for a very long time. So I'm saying we were already close. Now you add Debo Samuel to the mix. Oh, wow. DMV. Stand all the way up to all the way up
Nothing
to.
can
So
stop
that's
us.
very good news. Unfortunate news, and I was really sad about
This
this,
was
honestly,
sad.
because
Yeah.
from a just as a anybody, definitely from a sports competition standpoint, because I was very interested to see how this was going to look going into the playoffs, with Anthony Davis coming back, with all their other key pieces coming back, Derek Lively and such. But Kyrie Irving tears his ACL. So people, he actually tore his ACL against the Kings, you know what I'm saying? Sacktown all the way up
Oh,
to
when he,
team,
oof,
team, to team. So yeah, so that's very, I was hoping that wasn't the case, but he was in tears as he was shooting the free throw. Seems like he
yeah,
was already, could already tell that it
yeah,
was a bad situation. So that's unfortunate for him. The rehab, we all know, is long. One of my best friends in the world, his daughter just tore her ACL again, her other knee. So yeah, I know it's a long road, and he probably won't be ready until close to this time next year. So now it
you don't
puts
think he's
Dallas.
out? You don't think he's gone?
He's oh. So I was just about to say, now that puts Dallas in a completely unique situation. Um, my man, the GM there, the brother man, what's his name? Nico Harris. What's his name? I can't. His name is escaping me, but he was going to either be a genius for this move or he's going to be the most vilified person. Now Kyrie tore his ACL. He might not resign. Now he could be completely vilified because you now let Luca go. I understand you didn't feel like, and unfortunately for him, although he's the GM, he can't make that move alone. So he got the okay. I don't care what they say. He didn't just pull this from, the owner, Mark Cuban's eyes and all the owner's eyes and the people above him, and they came to work and Luca was gone. Everybody had to say yes. You're talking about your franchise player here, and he had to get the okay from the people that were actually going to pay him,
Right.
that they didn't want to pay him that money and have him play however he was playing or have the attitude, whatever was going on in Dallas that I can't speak of because I wasn't there every day. But obviously, something had to be going on for you to get rid of literally one of the top five players in the NBA who's only 25 years old.
I was going to ask you how old was he? I was
Only
wondering.
25. Luca is 25. He literally is not even his best yet, and he's already one of the top 5, 10 at lowest. We might be 5 to 8 basketball players in the entire world, and he's not even at his best yet.
Yeah.
And he's 25. So for you to let him go, there was obviously things about his work habits, his the way he takes care of himself, all those kinds of things, right? There's obviously that going on. So you said, nope, we're going to try and go get a chip because at the end of the day, a chip is more important than the potential of getting a chip, which I get that. I think that was their thinking. We can go get Anthony Davis, pair him with Kyrie. We got Derek Lively. We got all these other pieces around them because if you really look at their team, they have a lot of pieces. They're just really injured right now. But if all those pieces, they can play a lot of defense. They can rebound. They got a few people that can score. You got Kyrie. You got Anthony Davis. It was really, I understood the move. It just now you have Kyrie and you got AD. You've been, as great as they are, you got two people who are injured, right? Pretty frequently, although ACL is a whole nother thing. So unfortunately, now Kyrie might not come back. If Kyrie doesn't come back, you went from having two of the best 10 players in the world to having zero.
Right.
Um, because as great as Anthony Davis is, he's gonna need a running mate, right?
Right.
So now who you're gonna go get to be a running mate? You had two of the, like it's unfortunate for him because now it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. So I don't
Right.
know, Kyrie staying. It points like he might not be. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out.
Mhm.
So, was there any interjections you had?
No, not at all. Not at
Um, Lake Show still on the tear. You know why I bring up the Lake Show? Simply because of LeBron, because he is 40 years old and he's still literally one of the five best players in the world.
highest points
Um,
right now, right? Hasn't he scored?
he
Is it
just did
50,000?
50,000
50,000.
combined
Yeah, I saw
with
that.
combined with playoffs. Every single points he has 50,000 points. Like he scored 50. I don't think people understand how much professional basketball this guy has played. Like, I
Right.
mean, he's played so much basketball. Like, I don't know if there's anybody who's played as much basketball as he has. I mean, 20, what is this, 22, 22nd season, 40 years old with all the miles on him, and he's literally been at the top of the apex or in conversation at the top of the apex literally the whole time. Who has that sustained dominance? I'm not getting into the goats. I'm not getting into all that because I don't even have
Right.
those arguments anymore. But I'm just talking about what is. We just talking about flowers. And I'm like, dog,
Yeah.
22 of them, and you still now you got Lucas. So now guess what? Because people was asking, well, you think he's going to retire? I said, not now. I don't think so. He can easily now squeeze maybe a year, maybe even another 2 years, because now he got Luca. He got a 25-year-old assassin who can, all he has to do is, hey, and I can completely defer to you and have you run the show. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be LeBron. I'm really running this, but I can have you run it within me running this. I ain't got to do all that. I can
Right.
play off the ball. Now he's a much better defender because he has more energy. So it's just an amazing thing to watch from that standpoint. And I am a Sacramento Kings fan, and we all have the old school Laker Kings, hey, all the things. I'm with all that. Yes, a lot of my Kings fans are gonna be like F the Lakers, and I'm like, yeah. But I'm just talking about I do LeBron. Everybody know LeBron. That's like, hey, listen, Dominique Wilkins was my favorite childhood player coming up. And, LeBron is something else, bro. So, I mean, in every way, not even just on the hoop court, every single thing, bro. Like, I mean, like a lot of people hate on LeBron, and I'm like, yo, I guess, but dang, try and walk
Right.
those shoes. What athlete has been more watched from the 16th birthday to their 40th birthday and has shined the whole time? Not even just on the basketball court is what I'm saying. What scandal is he in? What hotel did you see him in with some other broad, where cheating on Savannah? When was he,
Mm,
disrespecting his kids? What DUIs does he have?
yeah.
Right? What club tantrum does he have? Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I can't stand LeBron. I feel you. I'm not telling you to like him. Hey, don't like him. It makes it fun from a rooting standpoint. Don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Because guess
Yeah.
what? When he playing the Kings, I don't like him either. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it a thou wow.
Right.
I'm just saying, we gotta appreciate like what scandals is he in? Who does he owe money? What
Hmm.
employees has he cheated out of money? What business did he open that he completely defaulted on? Like what you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. It's just like dang. Kings lost. And the reason I bring that up, we lost the Nuggets last night. We had the game. I bring that up because we are getting tight in the West. We're getting tight in the West. Pause. But kind of not, though, because we tight in the West. So, you know what I'm saying? We tight in the West. And I'm going to bring up the standings right now. If the Kings, see, the Kings have, I'm bringing up the standings right now. Y'all going to make me go up to the minute. So, right now, the Kings are in ninth, but we were just in seventh, right?
Right.
There's a game that separates 10 from ninth to seventh. There's only three games that separate 10 to 6. Like from 9 to 6, there's one game. So all of these games are crucial. And we played the Nuggets, who's on top here. Like, but you even have a chance at that. Like, that's how tight it is. But then we got a chance at the Warriors. The Warriors
Hmm.
are literally at the sixth spot. Like, so it was just, we can't lose any games. I forgot who we play tomorrow, but then we play the Clippers on Sunday. We play the Clippers on Sunday, and I'm going to that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm going to be in the building. You know what I'm saying? Set light the beam. I'm gonna be in the into it in LA, lighting the beam on them with my sack town. So anyway, we got some crucial games down the stretch. I know it's the Nuggets. I know we were in Denver. I understand, but we had the game. We got to win those. So that we lost that. I had to bring that up because it's the Kings. And then last but not least, Gervonta and Lamont Roach fought this weekend. And for those of y'all that had a chance to see it, they fought this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Another fight or something with Ace. Is it ASAP Rocky hit somebody too hard or something? It was
I
not
don't.
ASAP. It was Travis Scott with the Rock.
Oh,
You
what?
heard
I didn't
about
even
that?
hear.
The Rock, Van Diesel, and somebody else. But anyway, Travis Scott hit somebody too hard. And I was like, well, he's a rapper. He's not a rapper. So of course he hit somebody.
He hit somebody
So
too hard.
I
Like,
yeah, I was hoping you were gonna talk about that one, but that's okay. Go
yeah,
ahead and go. I'm
I didn't see
sorry.
any. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I didn't see that. But Javante and Lamont fought. Uh, it was a draw. There was some controversy because Javante took a knee in the ninth round, and the referee didn't deduct any points. And if the referee had deducted points, then Lamar Roach would have won on decision. That's a huge part of it. Number one. Number two, even with that, there are people who felt like Lamont Roach won. I tell you what, when I first watched it, I only seen like from 10 to 12, and all of the exchanges I had seen, my boy had hit me and was like, yo, hey, this fight is crazy. So I was like, oh, I forgot. I was in SAC doing my family thing, tapping in with the fam, so I forgot. Or I didn't forget. I just thought they were going to be fighting later. So when he hit me, I'm like, oh, they fighting already? Anyway, from that point on, it was great exchanges, but Lamont Roach won more of those exchanges. So I watched it, but I got to really sit and get my boxing hat with it and really be able to, like, because even from the first to the, I do this boxing thing, so I got to sit and watch and from front to back. So once I do that, I'll be able to give you my decision. I got a chance to see more of it, and it
Hmm.
more kind of seems like, and my boy, who's we boxing dudes, I asked him, and he was like, mm, with the kneel down, I'm not mad if Lamont Roach wins, but it was very close like that. So I'm gonna sit. I might even do a little separate one on that. I'm gonna watch that one. But a lot of people have been talking about that. But the good part of it is Javante was talking about after this fight, he was maybe gonna do one more and retire. But as a result, now, nah, he's like, nah, y'all out here doubting me. I gotta fight at least 4 or 5 more times, which is phenomenal because he's gonna have to fight Lamar Roach again, and then we get a chance to see him against the other dogs. Man, get in here and go against the dogs before you leave. Y'all out here playing with each other.
Right.
Pause, but get in the ring, man. Hey, go fight Teofimo Lopez, fight Shakur Stevenson. Hey, go get Nomachenko. Cause listen, people be
Right.
sleeping on Nomachenko. Don't let hey Nomachenko, don't let the Ukrainian fool you, man. Nomachenko got them things. So um it was it turned out to be good because now Javante say he's gonna fight 4 or 5 more times, and that's what we want to see. Get in here with the dogs and let's go. So there we go.
All right, with the sports guys. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch SNL, which was hilarious, but SNL basically was talking about how much they love Trump. It was obviously a parody. And they talked about how much they love Trump, how much they love their jobs, aka they like we try to lose our jobs in so many words. So for our improv challenge, I thought I would stretch AntWild and myself because we do love acting and I love doing comedy. I'm sure anybody who follows me knows that now. Not that I cannot bring it strong with drama too as well, but we are going to recreate the scene with Zelensky and Trump. And the funny thing is, Aunt Wow is Trump. And I'm going to be Zelensky because I'm more of the shorter one out of us two. And we are going to start this improv challenge when Zelensky says the wrong thing and Trump was not feeling it. As you guys know, we get 60 seconds. We will do some improv with it too as well. And you need to drop in the comments who won this improv challenge. So as I am getting my stopwatch, I am giving AntWild his time for us to get ready. I wish I had a little something to kind of put up my hair so I can be. I got on my black though. Okay, talking about he ain't wearing no suit. Listen, they dress differently over there. Listen, you better respect how I'm looking, okay? Okay. Okay. We ready? Are
Yeah,
we
you
ready?
starting?
All right. And one, two, three, go. See, you're not. What you're doing now, you may not feel it now, but you're gonna feel it later. You're going to feel it. Vince, you're going to feel it later.
I don't
Listen
understand.
to me. I'm trying to talk to you if you just listen to me.
I don't
What you
understand. I mean, when you listen, I don't have to listen to you. I mean, I
what
don't understand. I
what
don't understand why you feel like you can come in here and tell me we're going to be up to something. I just don't
you
understand
are
that.
going to feel it. You're not feeling it now, but you're going to feel it
I don't
later.
understand.
You're
I
going
don't
to feel it
understand.
later. Vance, shut up. You're
I
not
don't
the
understand what
president.
we're going to feel. I don't
Shut,
understand. We're the
Vance,
greatest nation on
shut
earth.
up before I
We're the
knock
greatest
you
nation.
out.
Listen to me. We are the greatest nation on earth.
No,
My
you're not.
goal was we are the greatest nation. My goal was to make
I
America great again.
appreciate what you're
Okay?
doing, but
I
diplomacy
don't
is
understand.
not on
I
the
don't understand.
table when it comes to that, man. It's not on the
I
table.
don't understand. What do you mean it's not on the table?
No, I
Nothing's on the table
understand.
unless
I
I say it's on
understand,
the
and I
table.
thank you for being here. You guys do not get it and time.
Wait a minute. I was being Trump, right?
That was true. Well, that was, yeah, but you know, Trump got on him for saying what he said about we're going to feel it.
Yeah, but okay, go ahead.
Did
I
you?
thought it
Yeah.
seemed like
When
you
he
started transitioning into Trump, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I was being Trump.
No, I started fussing at Vance because when Trump was talking, I really think Zelensky was wanting to go at Vance. He didn't like the tone of Vance. And so while you were
Yeah.
talking, it was like, no,
Vance
I'm
was
ready to punch you out.
antagonizing. He was
Right.
antagonizing.
Yeah, I really think that his beef was more with Vance more so than Trump, guys. But you guys let us know, drop in the comments on anything that we've talked about today. We thank you guys so much for listening. Keep those likes up. Please keep sharing. Drop us comments if there's any ideas. We are open. Like Aunt Wild said, it's warm right now. We'll listen. After a while, we ain't going to listen to nothing y'all going to say.
Nothing. You better come now. All the stuff you got to say it now. Because after a while, we ain't listening to nothing. You lucky the comments still be on while you're playing.
Exactly, guys. So listen, have a beautiful weekend and spread joy. Anything you got to say, AC Basie?
Love, peace, hair grease, and you know what I mean? Like, be good out there.
Meet
Hot.
us here, same time next week. We out.